Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Crossdeck Arcade. I'm your host, Pete, and it's a dreary morning here in beautiful southeastern Wisconsin. Been thunderstorming all morning, and I've kind of been on the fence about keeping the arcade up and running, with all these storms rolling through, but I think we'll be okay. My kind of day, though, I like them dark and dreary. I like cloudy days. I don't like the sunlight. The sun and me are... I'm a vampire. Let's put it that way. I don't like bright sunlight. These eyes right here are very sensitive, and so bright lights tend to really affect me negatively. So this is my kind of day, truly, and so I'm kind of relishing in it. Not having a very good day physically. Those of you that follow me on Instagram and probably my personal Facebook page found out early that I just wasn't motivated to do a workout this morning. So kind of in a little bit of a mood. But we're going to do some happy stuff here today. I'm going to, I look back, and so I made my first Arcade 1-Up purchase since Golden Tee back in early December. So it's been, 3 months now? Since I've made an Arcade 1-Up, almost 4 months, Arcade 1-Up purchase. And so we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna put something together today, something that's never set foot into the Crossdeck Arcade. It's not an Arcade 1-Up that I've owned previously. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's something that's been on my radar for a while. And so we'll get to it here shortly. But let's take a moment here and say hi to the chat. Who's here? Kevgret was in here earlier. Hey, Kevgret. Let's see. Cornercade's here. Good to see you, Danny. Hockeytown Arcade is here. Good to see you. Good morning. Stockchuck is here. Always good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Yes, we do, Danny. We have big storms rolling through here, and you probably got, based on what I've seen on the radar, you've probably gotten more of it than I have. But we've had a couple that have affected my golden retriever in a negative way. She's a scaredy cat when it comes to storms and loud fireworks. And so she's been sticking close to me. I was thinking about having her down here with me in the Crossdeck Arcade while I did the show, but it's not storming right now. So if I start to hear rumbles of thunder coming through here, I may go up and get her and bring her down here with me, just so she feels safe. Let's see. Yeah, I did. We're going to talk about that in a second, about things that I've done this week. But yes, I have made the jump into smart plugs. I was already there for the blue lights that are on right now, but we'll talk about here in a second. Let's see. Well, that seems to be it for now. Ted Adam Green just popped in. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. All right, so what happened this week? Number of things. First of all, my Frogger died. It's on the workbench here. I don't know what is going on. I did get a response. I did email GRS. Did get a response. I'm not sure I agree with the response, but I haven't written them back yet. The response I got back from them seemed to indicate that I'm using the wrong power cord. However, I'm using the same power cord in all 9 of mine my Build-A-Cades, and this is the only one to have failed. And this is the only one that has a Viper board in it. And I don't know. Right now, I'm suspecting that the board on the back cover of this is faulty. I'm not sure what I'm going to do right now, but I do have a couple of Build-A-Cade purchases coming up, I think. We'll see. But it is dead right now, and I'm kind of disappointed. But it's not the power. I don't believe it's the power cable, because what they're saying is I need to use a Pi 4 rated cable. Well, the description on the Google purchase, or not Google, Amazon purchase link indicates that it's rated for a Pi 4. So we'll see. I've put that kind of on the back burner right now. So it is what it is. The other thing I did this week is well, that's not going to work. Let's try this. Replace screen sharing. Let's go with that. All right. So I took apart my class of 81, and I reverse engineered some of the changes I had made to it. So I don't know if you all remember, I haven't put together the video where I did this, but I experimented on this thing because I wanted to see how Glenn's 4 to 8-way switcher worked. So I went through a Sanwa joystick upgrade, and then I inserted two two-way buttons, replacing the player 1 and player 2 start, which you can see there. And effectively, one button became the 1-player and 2-player start, and the other button became the 4-way and 8-way gate switcher button. So didn't have to drill any holes because of that. And so I got a real education of how that worked. But I left it assembled for a couple of weeks, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? It really doesn't need a 4-way to 8-way gate switcher. This was just an experiment, really. But I did. So I yanked out the gate switcher. I'm going to use it somewhere else, and I just left the Sanwa joystick in because the Sanwa joystick is so much better than the existing Arcade 1-Up joystick that was in there. So right now, as it stands, the arcade is where did that go? All right, so yeah, you can see here on the back panel, I've already got the original yellow player 1 and player 2 start buttons back in. I've taken off the GRS motor here, and then put the original gate from the Sanwa back on. So I'm going to be buying a couple more Sanwa joysticks, one for the Pac-Man Deluxe and one for the Galaga Deluxe. So I'll definitely be eventually replacing the existing joystick. This little thing right here, this board is part of Glenn's gate switcher. However, the stickers were so damn affixed to the board, I just left it in there. And I believe he sells this separately, so I'll probably just pick up another one to replace it. So that thing's there. It's not going anywhere. I'm not going to try and pry it off of there. I'll just buy another one. So is what it is. What else? Well, I kind of watched online what was going on a particular vendor website for the cabinet that I purchased this week. And I kind of got the feeling that this particular cabinet's going to disappear sometime soon. And I've been wanting it. So I thought, well, I'm going to buy it. And then, but the nice thing is I bought it from a vendor that got it to me in one day. So it got here yesterday and immediately brought it down here, put it on its side, and posted a picture to the community page. So We'll reveal it here in a second. What else? I did a little bit more rearranging after the show last week. I believe I posted some pictures to the community page, but I moved the Space Invaders back over by the Legends Ultimate. You can't really see it here. Here, I'll go to a full view here. But in the back there, in the upper left image, you can kind of see the Space Invaders up there with the next to the Legends Ultimate pinball. So the Defender Partycade went next to the Golden Tee. Or I moved the Golden Tee over here by the Galaga Deluxe. So a little bit of rearranging. This is going to change because this is where this new cabinet is going to go. It's going to go. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to sandwich it in between the Galaga and the Golden Tee, or if I'm just going to stick it on the end. We'll see. Depends on what room, and I may have to change the orientation of the Legends Ultimate pinball, but we'll see. So, I think there was one other thing I wanted to talk about, but it escapes me right now. Cornercade mentioned the smart plugs. Well, you all saw the video that I posted the other day. Hopefully, if you haven't, go check it out. I've always wanted to. I have a power meter. I don't have it here handy. I put it away on my shelf, but I have a power meter that I bought for. I used to hang or do a pretty elaborate Christmas show, and I have different power I have different power outlets on the outside that are on different circuits. So one of the things I needed was a power meter to tell how much I'm drawing on that circuit for each set of lights that I'm attaching to it. So that became a useful tool back then, but I'm no longer hanging Christmas lights. I kept the tool, obviously. And I thought, well, it'd be interesting to find out how much power these things draw. So I went through all that, and I made a video out of it. So go check that out if you're interested in knowing how much power draw these things use. I was going to do a community post, a follow-up community post with a graphic listing the cabinets and then listing the power draw for all those cabinets plugged into that circuit. And I may still do that maybe later today. I don't know. But just so you get an idea of what particular items were on that circuit when that reading was taken. But at the same time, when I was doing all that, taking all those measurements, I was putting in smart plugs on the end of all of my power strips. And the reason for that is, as you can see behind me, it's getting a little bit more crowded now. My room is, if you guys remember, this time last year, I had to sell everything pretty much. And you got to do what you got to do to, I had some pretty expensive ticket items come up and didn't want to go into debt, to take care of those things. So I sold some things to pay off those heavy ticket items. Well, I'm now in a place, I'm actually in a pretty good place financially that allowed me to purchase this cabinet yesterday or Friday. And so things are looking much better for me this year, and knock on wood, and hopefully nothing else crops up. So the arcade is growing. And so what's happening is the power strips are becoming buried, and it's getting harder for me to reach the on and off buttons for those strips. So it became necessary to put something remote in so that I can trigger the arcade power on and off from my phone. And I had previously purchased the iHome smart plugs from Walmart, and they come in boxes of one. In the store, in my store, there was only the one and the one plug and then the two plug box for sale. There is online, I think, a three plug system that you can buy as well. And then you use the Genie app to program them, and then you can just program a button to turn everything on or off, which I did. So I'm now able to supply power and cut power at the whim of a button without having to reach over and bust my back trying to get the power turned on. However, I know this will be disappointing to Danny, but I'm not going to put smart plugs on every arcade, and I'm not going to force open the soft switches, nor am I going to leave these in the on position. I'm still paranoid about that. I'm not going to do it. I learned my lesson with the Tempest. So anyway, that's that. But I'm really liking the fact that I can now cut power and supply power to the arcade without having to bend over anymore. So that came in handy this morning. Let's check in with the chat again. Yeah, Frogger is dead. Sad, very sad. Let's see. Did you build that stock shock? Did you build that Frogger with a Pi, or did you build it with the Viper? And I'm not implying that it may be the Viper that's causing this issue. It's probably not. It's got something to do with the board actually on the Build-A-Cade, I think. And I'll confirm that on my own probably. I might swap some parts around with an existing Build-A-Cade, see what happens. But yeah, I hope. I'm interested to know if you experienced similar issues. Yeah, Hockey Town. First of all, good to see you. What I have in mind for the gate switcher is my ALU Mini in my office upstairs. So I'm going to probably replace that sometime down the road. I haven't really decided when. So yeah, my Mini is my target right now for that. Link for Sanwa joystick. I believe I got it from. Let me look real quick. See, I just want to verify. I just want to make sure I get the vendor right. I believe it was. I got the joystick itself off of Amazon. Hang on, I'll drop it in the chat here. I got the joystick from Amazon, but there's a cable you need from there's a cable you need for the pins on the Sanwa joystick to get it from a 5-pin to a JST connector for the Arcade 1-Up encoder board. Let me pull that up. I believe I got the wiring harness from DIY Retro. I'm trying to find the link. Come on. And the harness is only like $5. I'll drop this link in the chat as well. All right, here's the link for the wiring harness I had to use. And it was kind of tricky when I did the Sanwa joystick replacement. The fact on these deluxes, you're not orientating the joystick, vertically. You're orientating it horizontally, so it changes the left, right, up, down position signals that are coming from the joystick. So you got to work with the wiring harness to get the to get the top down, left, right, right. That's a part of the video content that I shot when I did the joystick replacement in the Galaga Deluxe. So God willing, I'll get that video cut together so that you all can watch it and see if it's helpful to you. Let's see. My speeds are up there. I'll just do a quick one here just to answer your question. And I use speedtest.net, folks, in case you're wondering what I'm using for my speed test. It's been my go-to, really. Sometimes I change the site just to see if I can confirm getting different feeds from different locations. And the test is almost done. Okay, so I have as measured, I have 448 gig, 448 megabytes. No, that can't be right. 448 gig and 11 gig upload. No, that's not right. I'm in networking. I should know this. So half a gig, that's what I have. Half a gig download and very minuscule upload. Okay. No, it's not Galaga Deluxe. I already have a Galaga Deluxe. Danny. All right. I'm curious, Stock Jock, how that Pi 3 goes for you over time. I'm not quite 100% sure exactly what's causing this issue with this Frogger. I verified all the connections are good. It was working for a while, and then all of a sudden, poof, it was done. So, hey, Big B, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you for the compliment. That's all well and good, but I fried my Tempest when it was still connected to one of these power strips. So I'm just. Plus, part of the nostalgia for me is acting like an arcade owner and walking around and turning these things on. So I have my doubts. You believe what you want to believe. I'll believe what I want to believe. Again, whatever works for you, that's good. It's not what I'm going to do. I'm just very, very picky about that stuff. So I've invested a lot of money in these things. I'm not taking any risks that I might perceive. So yeah, it's Meg. I don't have my eyes on, so It's not gigs. Prince Vinny, welcome. Good to see you. Yes, I have Spectrum. All right. Well, we're not gonna dawdle too much longer here. We're gonna get right into the reveal and the build. I did forget to bring my tablet down here, so I'm gonna go get that. So while I'm doing that, talk amongst yourselves. Da, 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 da. All right, we're back. My dog actually made her way to the basement herself, and she was at the very base. So she's getting up there in age. Are you going to stay there on the stairs? Or are you going to come in here with me? Are you coming? She's up there in age, and so getting up and down the stairs is not very easy for her anymore. All right, what camera view do I want to go with? Let's go with that one for now. All right, you guys ready to see what I bought? All right, here we go. Boom. Ta-da! I have the Arcade 1-Up NBA Jam Deluxe Vault Edition, Special Edition. And I've never owned an NBA Jam, but if I'm going to buy one, it's going to be the one that's the full three-quarter form factor. And then, yeah, it's got the 4-player panel, but that's okay for now. I'll probably go down to a 2-player control deck sometime later. But I've always wanted to get an NBA Jam. It never happened. I missed out on the first round with the riser. And just decided I'll wait. And then what happened was I started to see stock fluctuate on this thing kind of wildly. And so I figured, well, if I'm going to get it, now's probably a good time just to make sure I get one. So FOMO got me a little bit. I consider this, Mike Hawkers, I consider this to be the good one as well. All right, so let's get to it. I'm going to adjust my camera angle here. Yep, pretty happy with it. Of course, I haven't put it together yet. Well, let's go ahead and get the unboxing going, eh? And as you can see, I did not open it up. The box is in good shape. There's one ding in it, but it's in an area that I don't think is going to cause me too much grief. So the box condition is really good. Folks, I bought this off of Amazon because it was cheaper than the one that was, I believe, on Walmart's website. So Walmart wanted like 600 and something. I got this one for 559, I believe, on Amazon. So, and Amazon, of course, got it to me in one day. So. All right, we got our parts, our manual, silicone gel thingy, which I don't care about. So let's see, 1, 2, trying to gauge how many boxes I'm dealing with here. This looks like to be a filler box. Yep. Fragile. I have my Build-A-K table pushed back a little bit because I needed space to work here. Yeah, Sony, I believe this has a really good marquee in it. We'll find out, but I believe all the videos I've seen, yeah, so I'm going to look at converting down to a 2-player control panel later on. I don't have any of the parts and pieces for that. I would love to get, rather than take apart the existing 4-player control panel, I would love to keep that intact and then just buy new buttons and sticks. So 3 boxes and then the side panels and back panels and all that. Open this up. traditional garbage, contractor's garbage bag. All right, the box is now empty. Just looking for that ding that I had seen, but I believe it's on the bottom cover. I don't see it. It's covered by another piece of cardboard. So no damage whatsoever that would have affected your arcade setup. So that's good. Always good when you get a box that's good. There's been a couple of times where I've had a box on the porch and it's had some dings in it on my nose. Of course, you all know what I went through with the burger time that I had. Okay. Yeah, Stock Jockey. I am representing one of my favorite YouTube channels, Arcades Anonymous, and proud to be representing that crew. I just finished watching Wednesday's stream this morning. Oh, during my somewhat limited workout. But hopefully, putting this together will give me a little extra calorie burn. All right. So, continuing with the unboxing. Oh, so this has the lit coin doors. Awesome. I don't even have to worry about that. Just thinking about that yesterday. I'm like, oh, am I gonna have to light the coin doors? And no, it's got lit coin doors already. That's awesome. Awesome. Use the Bozicade section for some part storage. That's good. That's a good idea, Scott. I'm not that organized. These all get cut up anyway and go into recycling. I don't keep their arcade in that boxes. I know PD7 does. Got a whole rafter full of them. But I just let them go. All right. Cool speakers with speaker grill covers. That's awesome. And you know, if I had half a mind, I wouldn't put this thing together. And you know, next weekend is the Midwest Gaming Classic, If any of you are going, let me know. I'm not going, so I'm not going to go this year. But if I did go, I would take a piece of this down there and get Kim Kitzro's autograph on it. I think that would be cool. I've always had a contractor, I have a big roll of contractor garbage bags, and for every cabinet or home arcade piece of equipment I build or furniture, I always use a contractor bag, and it goes out pretty much the same week. Oh, here's the marquee. Start using scissors instead of. And that's reverse printed, so once I take that backing off, I believe this is just going to be absolutely gorgeous. You can see the reverse printing. So there's the marquee. I'll bring it over to the camera a little closer. Get your orientation right. There we go. So the plastic protector film is still on it, but it looks beautiful. Gotta be careful with this Kong. I don't like to put a whole bunch of stuff on top of it. I know I've been using it during a lot of my builds. I already have the nick in the top. I really need to look into getting a piece of plexi for that top. Normally for my arcade one-up builds, I probably would have had this all unboxed and unwrapped before I even started the stream, just to save time. But I wanted to surprise you guys. P panel and an N panel. Here we have our H panel. So this morning I watched the rest of the Desolation of Smog. I've been giving the Hobbit series a rewatch because it's been a while. Here's our H panel with all of the crap on the back. All right, let's take care of this box. I don't know if I'm going to get the 19-inch monitor for the VHM. I am going to get one for the Centipede because that thing's washed out. So I am going to get one for that. Just haven't done it yet, and I got to put an order in at Tulsa Arcades as well. A little box damage here. This is interesting. I'm not sure what's in here. I believe this is where the monitor is. It's gotta be. Yep. So where the ding was really didn't affect anything. So here we have our LED backlight for the marquee. It's been a while. It's been 4 months since I put one of these together, if you don't count the centipede, which I got off Danny. So it's been a while since I did a new build. Again, the last one was golden key. I hemmed and hawed really between Time Crisis, Fast and Furious, and this cabinet, and I just settled on NBA Jam because it's a cabinet that I've always wanted to get. So it was pretty much an easy decision. Unwrapped. Careful to not cut any cables or wires. Here we have our monitor with the plastic protector still on it. I will have to do the loosen the screws thing on this when we get to it. Yeah, this is a VOE monitor, so I don't really need to replace the NBA Jam monitor. I realize the XL needs a replacement. 80s arcades are where I live. Does that mean I'm not going to buy a cabinet that was in the 90s? No. But it's lower on my priority now that I have the 80s cabinets that are available. I'm moving on. Can't blame a guy for that. All about doing what makes you happy, right? What makes you happy might not make the other person happy. And here's our G panel. Can't beat a good set of 80s cabinets. Once you got them all, right, you still want to fill up your arcade. So I'm going to guess that this last box is the actual control panel. I think that's a safe bet because it's the last box I got to open other than the side panel. control panel. That is, we'll throw it away. That's got lid buttons too. I didn't even know that. And it has a button for you to turn the buttons on and off, just like Gallagher Deluxe does. Another voltage. Nice. Yeah, I was debating on whether or not on holding off on this purchase until Glenn's Kickstarter came, but because I'm definitely putting the purchase in there. But I didn't want to wait on this and be on the outside looking in, because it's, like I said, of all the available NBA jams, I'm not crazy about Shaq Jam. I'm definitely not crazy about Swim Cave. And so the 30th anniversary deluxe is, the one that looks the best to me, really. All right, so we have our control panel. So first 4-player control panel I've had in here since NFL Blitz, and that's another cabinet that I want to get back. Of course, that's going to have to come from Marketplace unless I miraculously find one somewhere. I did go to Ollie's in West Bend just to see if they'd gotten any arcade one-ups in just to sell, and they did not. So, but Gal and I took a trip up to West Bend. We like to go to the former exclusive company, record company up there. All right, so let's have a look. What do we have here? Our side panels. B2. So that's part of the base. B2. Top panel, top side panel. Pretty. I like the artwork on these cabinets. Yeah, zero. Our Ollie's in West Bend here locally did not open until well after those blitzes hit Ollie's shelves, and so I believe they were all sold at that point. But I never lose hope that maybe this new store, this new Ollie's would get a shipment in and sell them. So I check it every now and then, but I don't have any hope of Arcade One-Ups ever showing up there again. So here's our kick plate with the openings for the LED lights. That's good. Nice. Nice little kick plate. And we've got our back panels. We have two of them, just like in all the other deluxes. So I have two LED strips that I will be using. These. Okay, I think we're ready to get our parts laid out and get things going. Now, where I'm thinking about putting this, I'm thinking about sliding. Now, this is where, chat, you can help me out here. Okay, so obviously this side of the room is where it's going to go. So I have my Galaga Deluxe, I have my Golden Tee 3D Deluxe, and then I have my Defender Partycade. I was thinking about sliding the Defender Partycade down and the Golden Tee and sticking the NBA Jam between the Galaga and the Golden Tee. So if you guys have any thoughts about, especially looking at my entire arcade, if you think it would fit somewhere else better, obviously where I'm standing right now is where my Build-A-Cades go. So I don't really have room out in the middle for them for any arcades right now. But obviously, if I expand any further, I'm going to have to do some thinking about what I want to do with the Build-A-Cades, how I want to display them if they're going to continue on that table that I bought. But I would love to hear your thoughts. My Cockers, not yesterday when we were at Ollie's, but the trip before, which was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did see some action figures in there. They were, who's that vendor that you see PD7 showing action figures for? It's a standard vendor. Been around a long time. It's been doing action figures. But I saw a whole shelf full of them, and I didn't go over and look at them. I should have. But I thought about texting PD7. You could do a whole show off that one shelf, I think. So let's get our parts. Yes, McFarlane, that's it, Zero. Thank you. There was a bunch of those McFarlane boxes over there, and I didn't see what figures they were. Pretty much know the letters by heart, really. A, B. And these are the C screws. This is F. Spare parts. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping Ollie's still gets some pallets from Arcade One Up now and then, or whatever reseller they're getting them from. But you never know. All right, last but not least, manuals. I always refer to the documentation. All right, we've got the live booklet, the assembly instructions, which we're going to use. And we got a bunch of other stuff here. Let's see. I don't need all the foreign language crap. Owner's manual will keep. Here's the plate. So we get a certificate of authenticity plate. I still have not decided where to put these. I have one for the Galaga Deluxe. And I haven't put it anywhere. A lot of people put them on the cabinets themselves. Some put them on the back. Some put them on the front, on the riser. But, yeah, see, so here I have the Galaga Deluxe. And then I now have the NBA Jam Deluxe Vault Edition plaques. So I need to find someplace to stick those. Never part with my party cake. Arcade One Up self picture and then the warranty. So I did all that stuff. I don't care about that. So, all right, we're ready to go. Let's get started. G panel. We always start with the G panel, right? So we need our dowels. This was a heavy box, by the way. And I have a feeling it's because it's, the forklift panel added some weight. It's big, it's bulky. Dowels in the G panel. Wants us to do the K, P, and L panels as well. So we'll do that. P, K, another K. So we have 3 Ks, 2 Ps, and 1 L. How many? Yeah, Sony, that's a great idea, and I would probably do that, but I have this whole side of my arcade is a false wall. It's a false partition, so I'm not going to fix those plaques to the fabric of the false partitions. Guys, you talk about hiding your cabs from your significant others. It's great because mine. She just chuckles whenever I tell her I bought one, but I'm always honest with her. I always tell her up front, honey, I bought like yesterday, or no, Friday night. I told her I just bought an arcade one up, and she just laughed. She's like, yeah, it is what it is. Whatever makes you happy. So I got a keeper, you guys. So pretty proud of that. Her favorite game is Miss Pac-Man, so as long as she gets to play Miss Pac-Man once in a while. Yeah, Time Crisis would probably be next on my radar. Everybody says I should get a driver, and it depends on what deal's available at the time, if there is any. Was it 2 cabs? I don't think we're ever going to see a deal on again. Maybe for Father's Day. That's coming up, so you never know. I do want to get another driver, but I kind of want to just maybe look into getting something custom, like from Buy Stuff or something, buy my own seat, and because I want to sit down racer. Some of these dowels seem oversized. Tough to get in there. So the Tempest, I have always wanted a waterfall deck myself, and I know the guy stopped making them, but if G.I. Joe makes that, I'll probably look into getting that. He makes that waterfall deck available. The gentleman that bought all my arcades last year, he's got some 2-player control panel options, which I'm pretty sure he got from somebody else, but he's got them for sale up on the marketplace. So I'm kind of thinking about hitting him up, see what he's got for NBA Jam. Yeah, Hockey Town. Yeah, I mean, you all know. You've seen some of the things that people are asking for these things on Marketplace, and I just have to chuckle. And if it's a cab that's out of production and high in demand, like a Star Wars or a Burger Time, maybe between $600 and $800. But some of these people are asking for like $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, and I just have to chuckle. I mean, if they can get somebody to pay them for that amount of money for it, more power to them, but I would never pay that much. All right, let's start putting this thing together. So we need our D2 panel, which I have over here. And I also need to start opening up screws. So I need 2 Bs. All right. Make sure I get the slit in the back. Let's get the building here. Again, I use the ratchet screwdriver. I do not use a drill. Number one, I have a very weak battery on my power drill, so I'd have to go out and get another one if I wanted to do that. I just like having control over the tightness of the screws, like feeling the torque. First two pieces are together. That was step 2. Step 3, we're going to start putting in panels. So we need 2 Ks. Right there. It's a good thing none of you are here because I'm very gassy today. It's probably something you don't want to admit on stream, but I had a lot of onions yesterday. I had chili for dinner last night. But it's not a very hospitable environment in here right now. I'm just going to say. Try to go about this as quickly as I can. I don't want to mess around. All right. I think Fast and Furious may have more availability than Time Crisis. So I think Time Crisis was a one-off cabinet. I don't think they're going to do it again, another run. So I think I might target Time Crisis next, but we'll see. All right, step 3 done with the 2K panels. Now it wants me to put together the coin door. So it wants me to get the coin door kick plate. It wants me to put them in. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I remember what cabinet I had that already had one of these. Might be able to get that up. So that thing moved in. Just make sure I'm not crimping the cable too badly. There. Get flat, and then we'll get our parts and pieces that we need for that, which is our J&K parked packages. Now that sounds good, Princeton. I like projects. It's been a while since I did a serious project, the T2 being the last serious project I had. I still have my heart set on making a Gorf. And recognizing I'm not going to get the cabinet shape I want, I'm not good with wood myself, so I might purchase a Pac-Mania for cheap, reskin it as a Gorf, and then put a pie in it or something, and get Gorf going. Now, whether or not I can actually get the Gorf rankings where they need to be, I do have a GRS flight stick, so that's something I could use for that project. But I've always had that project in mind, and back in my head. I really want to do a Gorf. Now, I also have my eye on some real Gorfs, some real arcade Gorfs, and so there's one in the area for $1,000, I think. I'm thinking about it. If I were to get a real cabinet, that would be the one I'd go for. But it's got to be in good shape, decent shape. I could take a little cosmetic damage, but not too much. But again, these things are, almost 40 years old now, so you're going to expect some wear and tear on them, unless the owner has taken really good care of them. I once had access to a Gorf for $500, and it was in pristine condition. But I had no way to transport it, and no way to nowhere to put it, really, because at the time I was living in a very small apartment. Hey, welcome, Gotham City Arcade. Welcome to you. Thanks for stopping by. Putting in getting the coin door assembly going. I like to put these in like tire bolts. Caddy corner one another. I haven't really discussed or talked about the news this week of Arcade 1UP's new Peasantcades at Walmart. They have their market. It's for the casual shopper in Walmart that has a little bit of nostalgia in them. It's not for us serious collectors of these things. Do I think Arcade 1UP is toast? I think they're on death's doorstep. Now, they could prove me wrong this year, and I hope they do. So still got quite a bit of 2025 left, so see what they do later in the year. But what's coming to Walmart or what's already arrived at Walmart, based on some of the posts I'm seeing, that's not meant for us. I remember when Arcade 1UP first came out, their first Gen 1 cabs. I walked past a pallet of them in Walmart and I'm thinking, this looks terrible. It's too small and I gotta buy a riser with it. No, I'm not doing that. It was only when I've discussed this before, but it was only when Arcade One Up decided to include the riser with artwork with the Pac-Man Legacy that I jumped on board. Then I saw the Atari Legacy, the Tetris cabinet, and I was hooked. That's it. That brings back nostalgia for me. So I realize then I can have these in my house and spin with me. Always remind me of a time that I hold near and dear to my heart. I know Stock Jock identifies with me. He and I are of a certain age. All right, so our coin door panel is done. There it is, fully assembled. All right. Yeah, Tron is a great cabinet to have. I have the S panel mod with the photo player who plays movies as well, and I have I have a mod to the kick plate. I have an artwork applied to the kick plate, and then I have Tulsa Arcade's lit riser panel on mine. So quite a few mods in that. All right, so we've put in, we've taken care of step 4. Now it's step 5 wants us to seat the coin door into. Turn this around so you don't have to see it. So the coin door needs to go in. That's the next step. Obviously, the cord needs to be drained. A little warped. There we go. This seems like a larger base than the other deluxes, but in looking at the other deluxes, they probably were about the same size. It just looks bigger. The NBA Jam looks bigger. Now it's step 5. And then step 6 is to put the other side panel on. Easy enough. So get it all lined up. We'll get the headlamp. And I have LED lights in here, but they're different LED lights. We should really go back to standard LED bulbs, but these are the multicolored bulbs I used to use to light my arcade in different colors. But all right, now we're in business. Four screws in. Yeah, Sony. I regretted selling mine, but I had to. Gotta take care of the important stuff first. And I don't like debt, so I'm heading into retirement. So my goal is to head into retirement debt free. Not a lot of people are going to be able to do that. And say they can do that. But that's my goal. All right, so our base is put together. Now we're going to start on the upper part. So let's get the base off. Let's set that aside. I'll go ahead and undo these cables right away. For the coin doors. All right. So we need panel D1. You know what, before I do this, I'm going to skip ahead. Oh, shit. Do not ding the camera piece. I want to do the monitor thing first. Let's go ahead and take care of the monitor. Let's get the brackets on because I have more workspace here. When I start putting the top together, it's going to want me to do this anyway, so I'll get this knocked out and out of the way. I need to refer to the manual. I knew that. Brackets on, get the plastic up around the screws. All right, so our brackets are on. Flip it over, and I'm going to do. This is not in the instructions, but I'm going to loosen the plastic cover screw enough that I can get the plastic protector around it. You all know why I do this. Some of you may not. It's so that when you pull this off, you don't have any residue of the plastic left stuck behind the screws, which is just irritating. I learned that lesson, and I watched a couple of YouTube videos after, like my second arcade one I built. I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And sure shit. People out there building these and making videos from it, or that's how I learned. I learned from YouTube. So I'm going to go around. Move this back from the edge and get it up. Move it around the screw. Oh, see, I still got left with some residue there. Pull the screw entirely out. That's the first time that's ever happened. And you tighten them back up. Don't do it too tight because you'll wind up cracking again. And here I go again. Go gently so you can get the plastic around the screw. Yeah, I didn't pull these out. All right, let me go back and retighten all the screws. Very gently, so you don't crack the bezel. That one already did. There's a little tiny piece behind this screw. That's going to bother me. Even though it's a little tiny piece, probably the average person wouldn't notice. I would notice it. Get off there, you booger. I think my cat heard me say that from upstairs because I heard a thud go to the floor. I wasn't yelling at my cat. Okay. All right, so my screws are now back in. I pull the plastic away from them. So we'll set this back aside. And look at the chat. So Oh, Stock Jack. I'm jealous. I want another burger time so bad, but I'm not, you know. The one time I bought it, what I thought was new in box, and it had severe damage to the box. I should have just balked on it and left it. You all saw what I went through with that one. But I do want one. There was one that was for sale here a little while ago, but it got scooped up really quick. All right, so D1. So I need the L panel here at the top. All right, kickstands in. And we need a K. And I generally put these in with the labels facing inward. I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's just something I do. All right, so the L, the K, and then a P. Those pieces a little bit more tricky. So the bottom piece goes into the bowl. Took me a while to figure this out, orientation wise. I don't know why it stuck me, but it did. All right, P is in. Notice. Probably should have put the marquee assembly together too. We'll make do. All right. Step 7 is done. I already did step 8, which is taking care of the brackets on the monitor. Step 9 is to actually seat the monitor. So let's do that. I'm going to turn the cabinet this way. Probably going to need my headlamp again. All right. sure the holes line up okay. Okay. All right. Monitor assembly is in. Now we're going to assemble the marquee. So let's turn that aside a little bit. So we need the H panel. So we need the H panel and the B1, which is we did that right. So let's get some dowels going. Two, 4, and 6 for B1. Oh man, some of these dowels. I don't know if moisture got in them or not, but they kind of expanded a little bit larger. All right. And I need to put the bracket on. All right. Now B1 goes into H. All right, so that seems to be done. Now we need to put it in place. Step 11, you just slide it into place. There we go. All right, that's good. Go ahead and undo the cable here before I forget about it. And get too closed up here. I can't reach them. Hold on a minute. Just go ahead and attach. Once it goes, but I'm pretty sure I've split it on the end of the work with. Do the table. All right, next step. Speakers, part M. So we need 4 gallons right now. Slide the speaker around like place. That's another reason why you pull this off when you do, because the top screws are all behind the speaker panel. All right, before I go any further, I'm going to get the wire for the speakers. Plug that in. Plug in. This black piece. Goes right there. I feel like there should be some sort of decal there. All right. Now we need the marquee. I'm going to go ahead and peel off the protective coating. Oh, that's a beautiful marquee. Yes, sirree. There it is. Beautiful looking marquee. All right, we've got the marquee in, we've got the sound in, we've got the end panel in, step 12 complete. Now, step 13 is to add the other side panel. Okay. I feel like my eyesight's even worse. So I'm gonna get these stuff screws in. This goes in too. Prince Vinny, just to answer your comment there, this is a running headlamp. So if you just look on Amazon, I'm pretty sure I got this off Amazon. It's a Foxelli, Foxelli headlamp, and usually these are sold for runner use when they're running at night on the street, and comes in handy. It's LED. I believe this one's rechargeable, but I haven't charged it in a very long time. Oh no, it's actually 3 AAA batteries. Haven't changed batteries in like forever since I bought this thing, I think. But it comes in handy on these builds, especially in a low light situation like I have. Okay, the monitor's still not seated. I'm a little hesitant about throwing that in yet. Still struggling on this end though. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta hammer it. Just make sure the monitor is flush. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. Ow, crook in my neck. Ugh. All right. Screw there, screw there. Oh, I didn't do that one. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. Yeah. All right, step 13 complete. No, I'm not going to do the disassembly. All right, now we're ready to put the two sections together, actually. So we're going to need to do some adjustments. Make sure I get this on camera. I'm going to take up our table here. Screws over here, the rest of the dowels. These screws are for the back panels. Get these plates out because I'm going to need them. Tables come in handy. Again, all the tables I ever use come from Walmart. So they're cheap enough. Excuse me, I need to drink water. Okay. Let's get the table up. I just like assembling on a table because I'm 60 years old. I feel like I get on my hands and knees to build these things anyway. All right. Now, I have to be careful because when I was taking apart the class of A1 the other day, part of it was on this carpet, part of it wasn't. And so I was having a hard time fitting the two pieces together. So I want to do it all on the carpet. So it's all nice and flat. Of course, I have to remember to put the dowels in first before I push these two sections together. So dowels. I think on the class of 81, I forgot to do the dowels. Right. It upset me so much, I took it apart and put the dowels in. One down might give me a problem. We'll find out. Oh, it looks uneven here. At least that panel does. Oh, that's just too long. There we go. Flush. These screws. All right. I've got some extra B screws I gotta put in. I'm gonna stand this up first. All right, B screws. I need 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That leaves me with 4 for the control panel. That's good. My math is good. Oh, I used to know the answer to that question, who that player is. I want to say Bill Vukovich. Am I right? Tell me if I'm right. I think it's Bill Vukovich. My arcade budget is about to get more attention to it, let's say, in the near future. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but I expect my arcade budget. I do have a budget. I have a budget. I actually have a budget, and I actually have a category for arcade. So, and anything can come out of that budget. It could be artwork. It could be LED lights. It could be actual arcade one-up cabinets. It could be Legends Ultimate. You name it. It comes out of that one budget. So, oh, it's Jerry West. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Stack Jock. I don't know why I had Bill Vukovich in my head. All right, so all my screws there are in. So step 13, which is that, done. Step 14, which is putting them together, is done. Got the 3 screws. Now, I need to put the screws in internally to further secure the cabinet. So I need to secure the monitor to the side. I think my light's getting a little dim, so it might be finally time for me to replace the batteries in this thing. I've had this thing for like 5 years, and I don't think I've ever replaced the batteries in it. Of course, did I use it very often for running outside at night? No. I used it more in the arcade than I did for running. And I love to run at like 2 a.m. in the morning outside when no traffic is out. Just the wild animals in me. Usually in the summer when it's still like 70 degrees at 2 a.m. I have a quiet little town, so there's really no worries about traffic running at night. So. All right, so the monitor is fixed. And we're going to do the braces. Yeah, there's no way I was going to get the NBA Jam Slim Katie. No way. Eventually, I do want to get this down to a 2-player panel, but like I said, I need to order. I see if I can get Arcade One Up. If I could buy another NBA Jam encoder that I can use in a 2-player control panel. Because I do not want to take apart the 4-player. I'll just buy the sticks and buttons and then hopefully I can get another encoder that I could use without having to rip. The 4-player. All right, I don't want to do that. I want to keep that intact. Just on in. Any rumbles of thunder, so I think we're done for storms for the day, maybe. As I say, that is probably a wall of red heading our way. All right. Okay. Okay. I don't know. If I don't have to take apart the 4-player, that'd be great. All right, so we did the braces. Now comes the satisfying part about ripping off the plastic. is off. Doesn't look like there's any boogers. And now we're going to do the control panel. What did I do with it? Oh, I set it off to the side. Trying to get the tape off. All right. Let's go ahead and plug this baby in. I like how they just have the ribbon cable now. They don't have the other cable. All right, control deck is slanted. That's nice. Nice slanted control deck. All right, so let's get the plastic off of. This is mine. I hate this part. I don't have the fingernails for it. If my gal were here, I'd summon her down here and have her do this for me. You always see some of these on Facebook Marketplace where they still have the plastic protector on, which is good. I mean, it's. But you wonder if they realize that that needed to come off to begin with, or if they're just doing it because you're just trying to do these. So what's that side? Oh, so is it just one-sided? Looks like it was just one-sided. Oh. Usually it just came with double-sided. Get the boogers off of it. Come on, really? You're killing me here. All right. Let's get the bolts in. Uh-oh. Don't screw these in too tight. You'll crack the plastic. You don't want that. You just want it tight enough so that it's in there. seems higher than like NFL Blitz was. It does. I like it. I like the height on that, but compared to my height. All right. And now we're going to put the bat tops on. Okay, and it's got blue, blue, red, red on the box. So that's what we'll do. If you guys say differently, let me know. And I'll change it. I have to get out my measuring. I mean, I can. I don't know what the animals are doing upstairs. Yeah, I could totally see myself taking this down to the Midwest Gaming Classic and having Tim Kitchell sign it like right here in the red. Okay. That'd be cool. Underneath the plexi, of course. Yep, 61 inches. And then from front to back, 26 inches. All right, now we're going to get to the wiring part. There's a booger in there. Okay, so we've already got sound and marquee, but I think we're going to be splitting. Yeah, here's the splitter. So the marquee goes in one, and then the coin doors go in the other two. Okay. So we'll pull the marquee. We'll plug that into one. We'll take the coin door. And the second one, and then the other coin door, and then the second one. And then this end goes into the left on the PCB. That was easy. And now we're ready for F2. Before we do that, I'm going to get my power out. I forgot to get that out beforehand. Okay, we got power. Well, one of the cameras is it's just a 1080p Logitech, and then the other camera is my cell phone. Different resolutions, I think. So this one right here, this camera right here that I'm pointing at, that's my cell phone going across NDI to OBS. So that's over wireless. And then this camera up here, which I call camera 1, that camera is connected via USB 3.0 to the laptop. So, all right, let's get some power going. So I need F2 and I need the cable. That was easier than it normally does. You have to fight it. All right, power cable is in. And I need panel screws. Okay. Lower panel is in. I forget what NDI stands for, but it basically is an app on your phone that, as long as your phone is on the same network that your laptop is on, you can stream over IP your phone's camera to OBS. Basically makes it a camera. I think you have to have OBS to make it work, but don't quote me on that. I use OBS for my camera angles. I only feed one video feed to Restream, and that's what's coming out of OBS. So whatever I tell OBS to do with camera angles is what you see in Restream, but I don't change camera angles. Through Restream at all. Why isn't there so much seed in there? Yes. I had to go in a different way. I don't think unless I missed it. We'll get to that in a second because I'm going to have to find a home for this. But. I'm going to put a finishing touch on this first. I'm going to put my LED strips on. I'm going to put 2 of them on because there's 2 things. I don't put an LED strip that's going to cross boundaries here, so it's going to be hard for me to take that back panel off if I ever need to get in there. So let's see what I'm going to do here in a second. All right. So you all know this is what I use. I've shown you guys this in the past. I use the ONN 10 footers, $5 at Walmart. I use the ONNs and not the monsters because the monster adhesive is terrible. These are pretty good. They stay on. The only one I'm having a problem on is my Star Wars pinball. These still come off for some reason. I think it has more to do with the Star Wars pinball surface than it does the LED strip. So what do I do with my scissors? I'm losing things. That's okay. I'll use this. All right. So within the box is a plastic container. You pull out of that some batteries for the remote. You get a remote with every one of them. So I have a whole box full of remotes. You get a little wire management piece, which I use. So you got the instructions, which I don't need. You've got the remote. And then you've got your batteries for the remote, and then you've got your spool of LEDs. So let's go ahead and get this on before I turn the cabinet around. And I generally always start the lower left, and again, I'm doing 2 sections, so, and usually a 1/4 inch from the edge, as straight as possible. These go on really quick. A lot of people don't put these on, but I like the ambiance it creates for the room. You know, we didn't have these back in the old arcade. But one of the things you got to make sure you don't do is run these little screws. Kink it in the corner so you can make that turn. As straight and level as possible. On the side there. Yeah, I'm only doing the top half here. Q-tips to go on the very bottom. Again, not covering up the screw. Okay. I'm going to have excess here, and I'll show you what I do with the excess. I'll kink it again, but I'll go diagonally up the back. And if I have a little at the top, that's good. I'll just, perfect. So that'll be the top piece. And again, for wire management, there's this little clip within the adhesive backing, and I usually stick those right dead center on the cabinet, and then just run the wire. And get it. Either way, when I do the other one, but all right, so the top one's done. Again, you know, this is personal choice. You don't have to do this. This is what I do. Okay, so we'll do the second one. Get another box. I appreciate everybody hanging around with me. I know it's Sunday morning. Nobody has a lot to do, but I know people come and go as they please when I do these long ass streams, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just having fun. Okay. Again, I always start in the lower left corner. Work my way around. This is going to be a problem, so I'm going to take this out. Temporary. I need to actually do this bottom first. Just gonna use a little painter's tape to get this cable out of the way briefly. I'll need this other LED. we go. Here we go. 1/4 inch. Like I said, and I know some of you don't like these. I like the accent of it actually. So. Not everybody's cup of tea. And when you go to take these off, sometimes the adhesive can strip off a layer of the back panel, but it'll leave a mark. And we're just going to turn above the screw for the bottom back panel. Keep it at the corner there. Oh. Come on. There's usually a little leeway to pull it and reset it if you need to. Get a good seal until a few minutes, I guess. Keep it at the bottom. Then about 1/4 inch. Yeah, this one might be a little interesting. So keep it. Hold it a little bit. A little bit extra. You know, I strive for perfection, and it isn't always perfect. Put that little kink right there. All right, so that one's it. Wow, it's already on red. That's the color I was thinking of using on this cabinet. Oh yeah. I use these USB 2.0 extension cords. Really come in handy. They sell them in groups or packages of 10 on Amazon. Uh-oh, what happened? Why did that not come on? Is that a short? That would suck if that cable, if that LED strip was bad. What a pisser. If that strip's bad, I'm really mad. I actually smell something, so it might be the strip. No short. I don't like that smell. There it is. All right. It's just off. Green, blue, white, orange, light green, lighter blue, purple. Just cycling through the colors. Flashes, roving. Fades. And smooth. We'll stick with red for now. All right. I do smell something. I'm going to put the cable clip on here. Thanks, Zero. I appreciate it. Quarter dispensing thing. I haven't seen those in ages. I used to have one when I was a newspaper carrier back in the day. You youngsters probably won't know what this means, but back in the day when we had paper routes, we used to have to collect from people door to door as we delivered. And so we had a little ticket book that we'd give them tickets. And but you know, when they paid, you know, sometimes we needed to give them change. And so I had a change machine for that purpose. Loaded it with quarters. Whenever I had to give exact change, I had the pennies, dimes, nickels, and quarters that I needed to give. And this isn't going to work, is it? Just stay with it. All right. So yeah, so the LED light is in. Let's get this turned around and fired up. She's a beaut, Clark. Move the camera in a little bit. Sorry about the camera jitter. I just tripped over a cable. All right, let's. I need the power brick first. That would help. I could turn that in. Why isn't it powering? Like that stupid thing. Now we can talk about it. Survey says no. There it goes. I had to hold it in the on position for a little while. That was weird. Topper might look good on that. I don't know. I haven't invested in too many Arcade 1-Up toppers, although I saw a really cool one the other day for, I think it was Tron. Looked really cool. I think it was Tulsa Arcades that came out with one. Connect to wireless network. Boom shakalaka. Wireless. Alright, I gotta enter in my little password here. And I wonder if I'm going to get an update. Automatic. I really need to put the common email domains in here. Well, let me use QD Arcade. Oh, let me use it. North America. A lot of options here that I didn't even know existed. First time I've seen some of them. All right, so it's on the network now. Over here. The marquee looks beautiful. Looks absolutely stunning. Now I suck at this game, so no judgment. The coordinator lights are all lit. They look beautiful.
Welcome to NBA Jam!
I gotta go to the player one position.
matchup, Ducks versus Mavericks. Here's the tip. Harper. Nothing but net. Edwards.
First play rejected.
Edwards. 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 Harper. For two. It's a lucky foul. Edwards.
I need to play this more.
Edwards. Harper grabs the rebound. Harper wins it.
Well, I suck. I need practice.
Edwards. Edwards. Harper grabs the rebound. Lays it up. Edwards grabs the rebound. Edwards. Edwards shot the shot. Harper. To Harper. Get out of here. Harper. 1 minute to go. Edwards.
Really?
Get out of here. Edwards. Edwards, get out of here.
I need practice. I suck.
Take Harper. He's heating up. Edwards. Edwards. He scores.
Finally.
It's down by 6 to Harper. Harper. Edwards. Switch. Out of paper. No good.
No, I suck. Trying to keep up. Yeah, that's a good advice, Cornercade. Always hold down the white turbo button. Good advice.
Edwards. Edwards. Great defense. Stolen. Harper. Edwards. Turnover.
Ah!
Harper. Mavericks up by 8. Edwards. Edwards. Harper grabs the rebound. Harper. Great defense. Edwards. Edwards. Protects the shot.
Well, that was stupid.
Edwards.
What did I do that for?
Edwards. Edwards. It's down by 6. The wrong way.
What did I do that for?
To Harper. 1 minute to go. Lays it up. Sweet shot. Edwards from downtown. Harper grabs the rebound. Hitting. He's heating up. Edwards for 2. No good.
Oh,
Harper. Into the stand. Edward, one hit. It's down by 8. Harper. Harper comes away with the board.
All right. I clearly have practice. All right, so I need to find a home for this. Let's get the garbage out. Set that for Tuesday's trash pickup. I'll get the box out. Okay. Appear to have lost the live chat. There it is. All right. So what I need to do is need to do a little rearranging down here. So I'm thinking I don't want to. I need to leave room for the Space Invaders shooter. So I don't want to angle into the Space Invaders too much, but I do want to make sure I have enough room so somebody can, first of all, retrieve the gun and then play the game. So the defender part. So, guys, what do you think? I mean, I'm going to pull my power cable off here and bring the camera over so you can see it. All right, so here is where it's going to go. Now I can either put it in between the golden tee and the Galaga, or put it on the end of the golden tee and move the defender party cage down. What do you guys think? It's a fun game. I like it. I just need to play it more and get used to it. It's a beautiful cabinet, though. I'm glad I finally have it. I've been wanting it ever since NBA Jam came out. So, advice, tips. What do you think, guys? Move the defender party cage down. But I need to leave room for. I don't even know if I'll have enough room here. Somebody's got to be able to get in here and still do flippers. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, 2-0. Yeah, Cornercade, it's something on my radar. I need to do that. I just gotta get the parts and pieces in and take the time to do it. All right, so we've got all of our power here. Let's start wiggling this thing over. This is going to look bad. I know it is because of the size of the control panel. And I may have an issue. Oh, maybe not. Let's Stop. Ah! What did I just unplug? The Defender Party Cade. Oh my god. That's a quick way to ruin things. And I lost the extension cord for the USB. Where'd it go? Tripping over power cables. It's not that one. It's not that one. Not that one. There you go. Well, that was a USB power source. I didn't know what it was. I can get somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. So let's see how that looks. So the Defender Party Cade is kind of set in there. I'll back this up a little bit so you can kind of see it. A little too close here. And I don't like how this is kind of set back, but you know, it's livable. And I do have room here to play pinball. What do you guys think? You like the placement? Is that good enough? Yeah, Stock Jock, I would love that. I would love to buy several more of the Build-A-Cades, but not at $100 price point. I'm thinking that looks fairly decent the way it is. Ideally, you know, it would be out in the middle here, back to back with another 4-player. And all my 2-player cabinets would be along the outside perimeter. But I have the Build-A-Cades here that sit in the middle. So, all right, let's get this thing powered and get the LEDs lit. So I got all the cables I need. I do appreciate you guys spending your time with me. Oh my goodness, am I like, wow, I'm short a USB port. I don't have any hubs, small hubs. Don't use the ones. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Where's the 7? There's a cable here that's not doing nothing apparently. Oh, yeah. I'm not cable not doing anything. I can tell you. Okay, that one's in use. This one's in use. It's in use. It's in use. That one's in use. And that's in use. That's 6. Oh. I have to do this, but I'm going to have to use this. Because it has 2 USB ports on it. Ow! I'm just getting USB connections in and I had to find an extra USB source. Of course, didn't have one in my hub, but I had one too, so. There we go. So LED lights are on. Ah! Oh, my neck. Oh. Holy crap. Excuse me, folks. I pulled something. Oh. I've had problems on this side of my neck. Especially at night when I'm laying down. And it just pinched me. Oh, did it pinch me hard? All right, I fired it. Or do I have to hold it? Weird. Zero, I don't know about that. I've been meaning, I've never live streamed any of my game playing. Yeah, I've thought about doing that, but I don't know what particular day or time I would do it. Big B says maybe put the NBA Jam on the end. There's an update. I'll go ahead and say yes. So it's downloading the update, but Yeah, Mike Hawkhurst, exactly. I would have. I don't know, guys, if you remember the state of my arcade over a year ago, but I had The Simpsons, I had X-Men, 4 players, and then I also had NFL Blitz, but I didn't have that in the middle. But I had X-Men and Simpsons back to back, but ideally I would have put a third one to make it like a trio. You guys think I should swap NBA Jam and Defender Party Cube? Here, I'll step back so you guys can see. I'm kind of blocking the camera view here. The only concern I have about putting NBA Jam down on the end is the overhang of the control panel butting up against the pinball. Now, I suppose I could put it long way. That would just look silly with the LED lights on it that I have. I mean, put it on its side on the end. I feel like this could go back a little bit. You have to put the Defender somewhere else and put something in its place. But I kind of like the arrangement of everything. Everything on this side, I like the arrangement of. I like Star Wars Corner. Not gonna mess with that. Now, I could put NBA Jam out here in the middle, but I've got my party cake or my Build-A-Cakes. Okay, so you guys think I should put NBA Jam in between Galaga and Golden Tee? I got plenty of room in the basement. I mean, I got a whole 3/4 of my basement that I could clear out and use for an arcade, but I don't. I try to restrict it to 1/4. Get it, quarter deck, quarter arcade, quarter. Could do that, but see, I'll show you why that kind of is a non-starter for me. See where I have that Galaga LED art right above the Galaga? So moving the Galaga from where it is right now, I would lose that art, or I'd have to hang it from the ceiling because right now it's affixed to that metal pole. So kind of like to keep Galaga where it is. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. Okay. The only thing about that is the LED art lights are going to be kind of stupid. But all right, the update's finished. So I'm going to pull Golden Tee out. I'm going to leave Galaga where it is. Yeah. I'll go ahead and shut it off. I'll shut Golden Tee off. don't want to lose track of the house well, even though it might not matter at me. So that's going to. What's called golden tea? And we'll turn Galaga. I need room to be able to play Galaga. Right. Down a little bit. Sure my wires are not. I don't know. But then I don't have room for. I don't have room to play golden tea. I gotta have room to play Galaga on this end. Don't really like buttoning them up that close together, but I have to find a new home for Defender Partycade. My Cockhart's NBA Jam did come with the lit doors. It's a deluxe vault edition. Same thing with Galaga, I believe. Galaga also came with it. All right, so the Defender Partycade. I'm gonna have to be adjusted. I move this. I have no room to play golden tea. Camera, but you see the problem I have with the Partycade now? That Partycade basically has to come out of there now. And then, of course, I've got that Galaga artwork. It's going to be in my face whenever I play Galaga. I do like that arrangement, though. Let me pull off the jam. Like that. Actually, yeah, that actually looks really good. And I just got to figure out what to do with the party cake. I suppose if I backed up the party cake. All the way to my floor edge. Far back. No, there can't be, well, not there ever was. Not, yeah. But I could still play Golden Tee. And if I wanted to play the party cake, I could. But two people couldn't stand here. You know, I doubt my gal and I would ever, there are only two people here. So I doubt my gal and I would ever get to the point where she wanted to play something on here and I wanted to play something on here. I don't think that would ever happen. What do you guys think of that? All right. I'm going to leave it like this for a while and live with it. The only thing I'm not sure about is I need to move this table back out. Off the curtain, so it's not going to roll. So let's bring my build cake back out. Let's pop out. You still play NBA Jam, that's good. I had all this backed up because of the all right. So just to show you what I'm talking about from this angle, I'll bring it over here so you can see. So that's what I've got for the party cake. So again, only one person can be in here playing at any given time. So if I want to play Golden Tee, gotta be doing that. Or if I want to play Defender. But if my gal wanted to play Golden Tee while I played Gorf, it's not gonna happen because there's just no room. Unless you guys got a better suggestion, I think that for now looks good. Yes, it is, Zero. It's getting very crowded in here now. I'm very happy about that. Let's go to a wider camera view here. Let's do all of my cameras. Good problem to have. You guys remember the devastation that my arcade suffered last year? Let's get this wired up and get everything fired up. So this is Golden Tee's power. Golden USB plug back in. Get the USB going for it again. All right, so I've got USB power, I've got power to all the cabinets. Just need to fire them on. There we go. Try that golden key. I like it. I do. Good use of space with a four-player deck. Oh my gosh, it's 1:30. My gal should be home. All right, let's get some arcade ambience going in here, eh? Now that I have everything fired up again.
Here's the tip.
I kind of agree with you guys what you're saying about the mini arcades. I have an idea about that. I don't know about it yet, but for now, to fill the space, I'm going to leave it like this. Because I want to put eventually arcade cabinets in the middle here. So let's get some ambiance going here. Turning up the volume on all my arcades. All right, let's fire up the Buildcades, eh?
I see you over there. Yes, you. Come over and let Zoltar be sharing with you your fortune.
From your throat. Like hearing that Game On Glenn's logo. All right. Go back after a while. Out of the arcade. Get back together. Go back That's my. And of course, it's daylight outside. So. You know what I didn't do, guys? I didn't put the screw caps in. I could do that later. I don't need to do that now. Wow, guys, we've been at it for 3 hours and 30 minutes. The streams are getting longer, but I haven't done a build in a while, so the black light is on. Everything's put back together. Everything's on. Volume's up for ambiance. Looking good. I kind of like what you suggested about the alignment there. That's hilarious. I kind of agree with this sentiment, Big B. I had him like that for a while, but then I went ahead and made that Star Wars corner, and so I pretty much left the Star Wars pinball there. Thanks, Ted. I appreciate it. I really do. Zero, man, always great to have you with me. Thanks for the advice, man. Everybody, thank you for the tips towards the end there about what to do. I kind of like that arrangement. I'm going to leave it like that for a while and have some fun with it. I'll take some pictures and post it to the community page. Let me get out of here, close down my tablet since I don't need it anymore. All right, so all I got left to do is a little bit of cleanup. I got to put the tools away, and pick up the garbage and stuff, take care of the cardboard. That's going to have to be broken down, and all the typical stuff you have to do after an Arcade 1-Up build, right? Well, folks, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I'm going to play some games here for a while after I get cleaned up, and see what the weather's like, see how my dog's doing. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. This is the last day of my 4-day vacation, so it's back to work tomorrow for me. So I'm actually on site at work all week, which means I'm not going to be in the arcade for breaks and lunch and all that, which is definitely going to be, I'm going to miss that. But, it is what it is. It's my job, right? It pays the bills. So I'll keep you up to date on what I'm doing during the week. If I've got something on order that's coming in, and what's next for the Quarterdeck Arcade. But in the meantime, thanks for joining me again today for a long ass stream. I always appreciate everybody that's here with me, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, and have a great week ahead, a safe week, and always remember that I got next.